secrets buried in the coldest ground. We're digging deep where the truth is found. Daphne's case files, we're breaking the chain. Justice rising, no more pain. Evil's end, the final call. Behind the lies, we'll expose it all. Whispers echo in the darkened halls. Faint confessions on the paper walls. Every victim deserves their say. We're here to chase the night away. Daphne's case files, we're breaking the chain. Justice rising, no more pain. Evil's end, the final call. Behind the lies, we'll expose it all. Unseen crimes, they thought they'd won, but the fight for truth has just begun. Every clue, every trace, bringing evil face to face.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Long time no see. I know you were all just joining me over with the Jack and Lily case. And if you are watching right now and you are not updated with the Jack and Lily case, please feel free to go to my Jack and Lily Sullivan playlist. They are two missing children from Pictou, Nova Scotia. So today I will be talking about Brianna Aguilera. She was just only 19 years old when she fell to her demise on November 29th, 2025, right after Thanksgiving holiday break. She was a Texas A&M student. I'm going to show a photo of her here. This is Miss Beautiful Brianna to the right and her mom to the left. I want to welcome in everyone to my show today. Hello, Yvette. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Jennifer, always lovely to have you. My wonderful mod. Kelly, my other wonderful mod. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Lily, hello. Sherry, Animal Keeper, hello. Pam, hello. Everyone else, hello. Thank you. Come on in, get your popcorn, and relax with me because it is cold outside, you guys. I went outside for a couple of minutes and I'm like, no way, Jose, Robin. Hi, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. So I'm just going to go over some things that have happened within this case just to catch you up. So this is Brianna to the right here. Let's see. Okay. StreamYard's wanting to freeze on me. It better not. And she was only 19, guys, just 19 years old. Her mom just did a update in the People's Magazine. I'm going to go over that with you. And I have actually been having conversations with a friend. Oh, 35. Yeah. It's like 30, but the windshield like makes it just, right? Like it's just bone chilling. I've been having a conversation with her friend, and this friend has known her, talking about Brianna and Brianna's friends. This friend actually lives across the street from the Rio 21. They're like condominiums or apartments. lives across the street from where this happened. And hi, YouTuber. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. Yes, everybody, please hit that thumbs up. I appreciate you. Thank you. So I'm going to go over what the friend, what we spoke about, right? And I think it's important because this friend was kind of like brainstorming with me too, but also gave me insight on how Brianna was as a person, right? And I think it's important. And I really like hearing from friends because, I mean, she still lives on. She was too young, way too young. And it's really sad to hear about these sort of things. This one message from the friend, the 2 minutes between the phone call and her demise really stands out to him and me. Yes, beautiful girl. Like, could probably have any guy in the world she wanted, right? She had the world at her fingertips. Now, I just want to say this. There has been some stuff that came out about mom. I'm not going to show that on here because I'm going to make this about Brianna. And we heard mom's got some things on her record, right? One of them being, I think it was child abandonment. But CPS was called. This was in 2020. So it doesn't really say exactly. Like I said, I'm not going to bring that up on here. I'm not going to get into detail with it because I want to focus more on Brianna. But I want to read this article. I want to show you a short video, and then we're going to get into the messages, you guys. And we're just going to talk about Brianna because she just, her life was cut way too short. So I'm going to bring you over to the new People's Magazine. Excuse the little video on the side. They have a lot of like ads and stuff that pops up. I apologize for that in advance. And we are going to get started with this. So this is, let's see if I can actually close that perfect. This is a new article that just came out with Brianna's mom. It says, mother of Texas A&M student requesting second autopsy, demanding new detective. My daughter is not S, right? We're not going to say the word because YouTube has a hissy if you do. Trust me. Most of my videos talking about Miss Brianna here have been like, what's the word? Not shadow banned, but like hidden. Like, I won't show any of her videos to anybody under the age of 18, which is just wild to me. It's just sad. Yes. So there are some hiccups within this timeline with Brianna, and the 2 minute between the phone call and her demise is one of them. I'm going to show you also the map a map. I have actually pinpointed where her phone was found, where she allegedly jumped from, which side of the building, and where she was at the party. I have all that mapped out, you guys. You know me. Like, I have all that stuff mapped out. I'm crazy with this stuff. So I'm going to show you all that as well. But yes, so how Ellie determined, when the autopsy hadn't come back is unreal to me. Absolutely. It is a crazy timeline, YouTuber. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like a second autopsy too. I wonder what the first one said. I'm curious. Because usually it takes like 6 weeks for the medical examiner to come out and say exactly what happened, right? So it says, need to know, Stephanie Rodriguez, the mother of late Texas A&M student Brianna Marie Aguilera, tells people she believes her daughter was not S. Austin police held a news conference last week and said all evidence in Brianna's case points to her death being caused by S. Rodriguez now says she's demanding any new detective and will hire a second autopsy while denying the initial findings by police. The parents of Brianna, the Texas A&M student who passed away last month following a rugby game, is what I've been told, in Austin, are continuing to seek clarity on their daughter's death, telling people this week they refuse to believe she died by S. Funeral services for Aguilera, 19, were held on Sunday, December 7th, while memorial service continued throughout the week. Afterwards, her mother, Stephanie, tells people that she and her family are demanding a new investigation. Last week, Austin police announced at December 4th press conference that all evidence in this case pointed to Aguilera having died by, but the official determination didn't change Rodriguez's mind about why she believes what happened to her daughter in the early morning hours of Sunday, November 9th, when she fell to her demise from a high-rise apartment in Austin. I just want justice for my daughter, Rodriguez tells people. I know something happened to my daughter. I know someone out there knows something, and I'm not going to stop until I find it. She deserves at least that. I'm not going to let her name go down in vain because I know my daughter was not. And it says the S word. Austin Police Detective Robert Marshall led the homicide detectives on Aguilera's case last week. That between all of the witness statements and all the video evidence of the digital evidence collected, at no time did any evidence point to this being anything of a criminal nature. There's that word, criminal nature. Hi, let's keep it real. Good to see you. Good to see you. And that's that word, criminal nature. We've heard that in the case we were just talking about just a minute ago. Guys, if you are watching, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you. Local investigators also said they found out what appeared to be a note in a deleted notes folder on the college student's phone. Our investigation revealed that unfortunately Brianna had made S comments previously to friends back in October of this year. Detective Marshall said in the press conference last week, this continued through the evening of her death with some self-harming actions earlier in the evening in a text message to another friend indicating the thought of. So there was more messages in her phone indicating this, I guess. Police in Austin, Texas have discovered Aguilera's body outside Rio 21-story apartment complex hours after the rivalry, you can't say the word, football game between the Aggies and the University of Texas ended. See, I heard she was at the lacrosse or something field. So maybe they do both there. Hi, thank you so much. Good to see all of you. It goes on to say Aguilera's death due to inaccurate information that has circulated and been reported, and that has led to additional harm of innocent people, bullying, included in their families. There have also been some statements suggesting police have failed to do their jobs. The police chief added, those statements are not accurate. Rodriguez has spoken out against the police investigation throughout, previously speculating to people she believes her daughter may have been pushed from the balcony. Such a beautiful girl. Such a beautiful girl, guys. Hi. Thank you. Welcome in. Okay, I want to bring you over. I want to bring you over to this video real quick. It's just a short, but this girl, I love this girl. She's amazing. I thought I was, hold on one second. Let me add the right thing to the stage real quick. And then I want to take you to the maps, and then we're going to go into the email. Alrighty. So this is a short, the way it's laid out is kind of different. Let me see if I can do it like that. There we go. Perfect. All right.
a lot of you have been asking me to cover, and it's the case of Brianna Aguilera. Brianna is a 20-year-old Texas A&M student, and her life was tragically cut short after what should have been a very fun rivalry football weekend in Austin, Texas. Now, Brianna was from Laredo, Texas, and by all accounts, she was a very driven, high-achieving student. She actually graduated with honors from the United High School, and she was studying political science at Texas A&M Bush's School. Her family said that she also wanted to further that education and go to law school. She was also just months away from earning her Aggie ring, which an Aggie ring is something that is awarded to students at Texas A&M once they have completed 90 credit hours. And for most students, it really does mark being around 1 year away from graduating. So it's a very big deal at this school. And it was something that she talked about often and something that she was very extremely proud of. So as I mentioned, on November 29th, she went to Austin for this rivalry game between Texas A&M and the University of Texas. And thousands of students traveled to Austin for So later that night, Brianna was inside a West Campus apartment building, specifically the 21 Rio apartments. And according to police, surveillance video shows her entering a unit on the 17th floor just after 11 p.m. Then, shortly after midnight, at around 12:30 a.m., a group of friends left the apartment, and Brianna stayed there with 3 other people. But then, the police received a 911 call. Someone had been found unresponsive outside the building, and that person was Brianna. She had fallen from what was initially reported as, quote, a very high floor, and she was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, almost immediately, Austin police ruled that there was no foul play. I mean, within days, her death was ruled as self-inflicted. First and foremost, to get to that ruling, the police say that they came to this conclusion based on digital evidence, which included a deleted note that was recovered from her phone. Also, some text messages that possibly showed emotional distress and simply a lack of any evidence that somebody else caused her to fall. There wasn't any evidence indicating there was any sort of foul play. However, when you look deeper at the details, it does get a little bit more complicated because Brianna's family is strongly disputing that ruling. They say that the investigators just moved way too fast and that they made this ruling before the tox report and a full autopsy were done. So they have actually hired a high-profile Texas attorney, a few of them, and they're calling for an independent investigation because her parents are saying she absolutely would not have done this to herself. They actually even say she was afraid of heights, not to mention that she was actively making future plans, and she was very excited about school, the holidays, and everything that was coming up in the next few months. She wouldn't just go to this football game, party with all of her friends, and then at the end of such a fun night, decide to take her life.
So, what do you think about that? It's pretty hello, Susan. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. You know, we never truly know what's going on inside someone's mind, right? And usually it's people that seem happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like they put on a front, but they're hurting inside. And kind of like Robin Williams, remember? Hi, Darlene. Good to see you. Good to see you. Countryside Wildflowers. Hello. Welcome in. You know, like Robin Williams, excuse me. What happened to him? And he was so funny, right? Like he always joke. He was a comedian, and he was a great actor. And you just never know. And I want to go over to the maps, and I want to show you what I have mapped out, you guys, of Brianna's, where she went that night. Give me just a second. Hi. Sorry, I'm not the fastest mom on the block, but welcome. You are perfect. I'm going to close my door because the cat and dog like to come in here, and I meant to close it, and I didn't, and so... Kitty, get out of the tree. Come on. Nope, out. Go. Jeez. The cat was sitting under the tree like a present. It didn't happen the way they were saying, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm telling you, Kelly, it's really strange because also we'll hear in a minute because the friend will tell us what she landed like in this tree, kind of, right? Yeah, the cat was sitting under the tree like a present. Or maybe she was leaving me a present. You know what I mean? So I want to dig into this. Let me know if the sound breaks up some. Every time I use Google Earth, here, let me close the YouTube app. When I use Google Earth, my laptop, it pulls like every single power switch from it. So, okay, we are now in Texas here. This is where Brianna was, right here. This is the Austin Rugby Club, right? This is the field right here. We were told that this is where she was. This is where she was acting, you know what I mean? Like she got in a fight with her friend and all that here. Now you could see where this Walnut Creek starts, right? Now, I'm not too sure exactly where the phone was found, but I put a marker because the Walnut Creek it starts here and comes down here, right? So I started it down there, but you could see the Walnut Creek, and we were told that her phone was found next to this creek. So you have the field here where they were playing. Well, I heard they were doing rugby, but they said football on there. So just say they're playing sports. And you could see the creek comes by here as well, right? And it comes up through here. And that's where her cell phone was actually found. Oh, fajita sounds so good right now. Oh my God. That sounds so good. I want to come to your house. Oh my gosh, I haven't had fajitas in forever. I used to make homemade chimichangas. Oh my God, they're so good. Like fry them in the deep. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna start chewing on my microphone talking about food. So we know her cell phone was found by this Walnut Creek, right? Which isn't too far. It's actually in the same area. Same area as like the rugby field. Now, when I show you these messages between me and the friend, I say something as in like, I show more of his messages, not mine, but I did say something as in, you know, even I'm not a young person anymore. I'm not in my 20s. It's obvious. But most of the time people have their phones glued to them, right? Most people have their phones glued to them, especially this generation, the younger generation, right? They have their phones on them 24/7. Now, when you're drinking and you're not in your right mind, you might lose stuff, right? You lose stuff. But it's still, if she lost her phone, wouldn't you think that she'd be like, oh my God, my phone is gone? Like, even being, her mom said that yes, she had been drinking, but she was still able to walk up the steps to get in the elevator at the apartments. So it's not like she was that intoxicated where she's crawling on the floor and can't move. She was still able to walk on her own, right? Oh, sounds so good. Oh, good. That's good, Robin. That's the way it should be. It's the way it should be. So let's check this map out real quick. So her phone was found by this Walnut Creek area. And this Walnut Creek goes around the rugby field, right? And it goes all the way down here. Like it goes all the way down here, guys. So her phone, I'm guessing, was probably like over in this area somewhere. So what was she doing over here? That, you know, over in the woods, like, you know what I mean? Okay, so if we follow this, if we follow the creek, so it looks like it stops here and goes around. It's like cuts in and out, right? Like it goes through here and then wraps around the rugby and some other stuff over here. But so her phone was found here. And then I'm going to zoom out, right? I asked the friend, how did Brianna get home? How did she get home? And he said that they take a transit bus or whatever. Because I said there was what was it, 17 of them or something like that. There was quite a few of them, right? Excuse me. There was 17, and 3 stayed behind. So there's quite a few, which would be too many to fit into even like the largest like SUV or van, right? And so I asked, and he refuses. Lily. Oh, the boyfriend? Yes, the boyfriend. I heard he showed up at the funeral, but all right. So this is the area where Brianna, or if I can zoom in, just takes my maps just a minute, you guys, to load. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's go here. Oops, I don't want to click on that, please. Okay. So we were told that it was this side of the building here. I'm just going to take my little guy and go down. Actually, before I do that, I want you to see something. We were told it was one of these side buildings here. And if you look from above, you could see this ledge, right? And I heard it was on this side of the road. So these stick out. Okay, excuse me. It was this side. So these stick out quite a few ways, right? But still, they don't overlap. They don't overlap here. So she was up here, like one of the, I think there's 19 floors. She was on the 17th floor. And when she, I'm just going to say when she hit one of these trees here and landed on the sidewalk. And if you remember, something with the boyfriend, and that's the thing with the phone too. I'll get into that in just a sec. That's just where it doesn't make sense. So there's a wall here, and you can see that these don't overlap that. Like if they overlapped it, then she would have been, you know what I mean? But she actually fell like in the tree area. Now her friend that I've been speaking to lives here. He lives here, right? And this friend went to high school with her as well. My little guy on the road and just show you kind of what I'm talking about. Come on. There we go. All right. So if we look up here, this tree this was allegedly like the tree that it was in front of the store here. The Rio 21 Mart, the little convenience place that she fell in front of, right? And if you watch like news articles and stuff, there's a poster of her and some stuff around this tree. There's some in the bushes. Absolutely. Yeah. So something's just not adding up to me. Now I'm going to take you over to these messages. We're going to read these messages, and there's a few things that just don't make sense. So the boyfriend, Aldo is his name, right? The boyfriend's name is Aldo, and he was supposedly arguing with her as well. So I asked this friend as well. I said, why did this girl, Pamela, which is one of the girls, why did she have his phone number talking about the boyfriend. And he said, because they've all been friends before Brianna and him met. So they actually knew each other way before, you guys. That's how this girl had Aldo's number. And come to find out, I guess this happened quite frequently, you guys. Her talking to other guys and stuff happened quite frequently. Hi, Golden. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I want to go through these messages with you all. And this person's known Bree for a long time. So this first message goes on to say, the area where the phone was found is a shady area because that's where the tailgates for the LBA, an organization, always host them. I know because I've been to dozens of their tailgates there. All right. You also landed, so he told me where the spot was as well, because I had it more on the side, but she was on the actual road of the Rio 21 road. So he says this area is like shady here. So he's not understanding really how her phone got in this spot. He says other than the organization that hosts the tailgates is usually there. So maybe was she like talking to someone there and dropped it, or we don't know because we weren't there. So he corrected me on the spot. And he says she landed on top of the third tree on Rio Grande, which was the one I just showed you, the third tree, right? And then he told me, so there's a friends list. He says, Jay, because I asked him, I said, if I got anything wrong, please tell me, because I did a video on it. Javen, one of the friends, he says wasn't there. There's somebody else that looks like him. The so-called videos of Bree, that's Pam. Pam is, and I'm gonna show you who Pam is, and actually let me get those pictures up for you. Give me just a second. Pam is one of the girls with the long dark hair. And give me just a second and I will pull up her picture. She is the one who was fighting with Brianna. Give me just a second and I will pull her up for you. Okay. Let me switch. I'm going to switch this real quick so you guys can see it. Give me a sec so you know who we're talking about. Or else you're going to be like, who's Pam? So Pam is the one that she was fighting with that day. Hi, Graham Tam. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Thanks for coming in, guys. Please hit that like and subscribe if you are not already subscribed to this channel. We cover all different sorts of cases, missing children, breaking news cases like this. So Pamela is this young lady here. And now I am not the original poster of this. It was already online, so I am not doxing these young children, right? I just want to say that because this has been out all over the place. And I had posted a video on TikTok and it's got like 75,000 views on it. And that's where I met this young gentleman that I'm talking to now. Here, I will blow this picture up some more. So, excuse me. This girl here is Pam. Right here. That is her Instagram, I think, but she's closed it all down. Oh no, that's Val. Pam is right here. which this is like the best picture I have of her. I've actually looked her Facebook and stuff up, but I don't really want to show all their personal stuff. I just want to show, you know what I mean? So you guys can understand who I'm talking about when I'm reading our messages back and forth. And Pam is the one allegedly that Bree, which is right here with the blonde. Oops, here, let me point. Pam, and this is Bree, Brianna. Allegedly, she was fighting with this girl here, the one with the thumbs up as well, right? And what happened was, from my understanding, Bree was cheating on Aldo, her boyfriend, right? We've seen pictures of her and her boyfriend in costumes and stuff. And supposedly the group of kids, these, I call them kids because they're in their 20s, they have all known each other for a long time. And before Brianna met Aldo. So they all know each other's phone numbers and stuff. I know, guys, me too. I'm putting on my glasses right now because it's hard for me to even do it. My glasses help and then they hurt my eyes too. So go figure that, right? Okay. So, I mean, pretty girls, right? They're really pretty, young. Hi, Shelby. Good to see you. Good to see you. I mean, they're very pretty girls, right? Young kids, college, having fun. But that is the one that Bree was fighting with right here. These two, right here. And she was supposedly with all of these kids. Now, this one right here, Javen, he said this isn't him. He looks similar to another guy. But I want to read this. So this kid here, he's not a very good kid, right? He's in the back. He's done some stuff. Like, he's already got a record at 17 years old with assault and hazing at 17, you guys. 17 years old, right? So this is the group of friends here. I'm going to blow it out. Here's the main pic. And then you have, see if I can blow that up more. This one is, this is Pam again. I think this is Pam. Okay. And this is Brianna. And this is Mariana Luna. And this girl's name is Daniela. So this is all her friends, right? And if you remember, 3 of them stayed behind that night. The night that Brianna lost her life, right? And this person went on shows like who's Pam's mom's following. And so Pam's mom is following the APD, which is Austin Police Department, which I don't think there's anything to that. I mean, people follow the police department where they live, right? So you guys are so funny. So I'm going to go, so you guys have an idea who Pam is now. Now let me show you. Okay. Oh my God, these glasses make my eyes look crossed for some reason. I look like the cats that have the crossed eyes. All right, let's see here. So let me show you. No, I don't want that one. I want the other one. Goodness gracious. There we go. All right, now you have an idea of who the friends list is. He goes on to say, the so-called videos of Bree, that was Pam sending, she was sending text messages to Aldo, which is Bree's boyfriend, was because Bree was cheating on her boyfriend with 2 different guys at the tailgate, right? At the tailgate. And her friends are friends with Aldo. They were friends with Aldo before Bree. And he just goes to say, just use that info however you like it. But I know some of the guys that were part of the 14 that went and and out of the apartment. I'm also very close. Let me go to. It goes on to say, I'm also very close friends, and they're good people. So he said that I'm also very close friends of Val's sister, right? So I was around Bree and Val a lot when we'd visit College Station for the weekend. I'm just clearing up some misinformation that has been spread because some of those people are close friends and they're good people. So the guy that I'm talking about, he's friends with all of them, and he says that they're good people. And he says her body was far enough to miss the first ledge, talking about Bree, and hit the tree's outer branches. And I've studied physics enough to know that takes a good jump. If someone pushed her, she would have landed closer to the building, he says. So he said that, he says if someone pushed her, like just regular push, right? Or she just accidentally fell, right? She would have landed closer to the building. Now, since she landed hitting the tree's outer branches, he knows, he basically saying that if she took a jump, right? Like took a huge, like a big leap. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that because that building there too, like, and also, why didn't anybody hear her on the way down? Why didn't anybody hear her on the way down, you guys? That's strange, right? He goes on to say, I don't know why that does that. Oh, come on. Give me a second. Hold on one second. Let me find it. Okay. Let me see if I can open this and make it bigger because it keeps being... I don't know why that Canva thing's in the way. Go away. All right, we'll just do it like that. He goes on to say, I love being around Bree when she was here, but she was a very wild girl with problems from home. Her mom had CPS at their door a couple of times, and the dad lost custody several years ago because of felonies. So whatever you're hearing about the mom being very close to her mom, talking about Brianna being very close to her mom, is bullshit. Bullshit. They hated each other 24/7. It's 24/7, right? Of the week because of how crazy her mom is. He says he thinks it's all one big money grab and throwing accusation around to see what sticks so they can get a big lawsuit. What do you guys think about that? This is someone that is friends with her. And I know that he's telling the truth about the dad and the mom because it's public knowledge. She could have been, yeah. He asked me this. He says, let me just ask you one question. If there was truly foul play here, why on God's green earth would all 17 that were there vouch for one another and risk jail time? They're friends, but they're not obligated to keep them out of jail. Well, most of them left. Most of them left, right? Like the guys left, like all the guys left except for 3. There was 2 girls plus Bree. Am I cutting in and out? Oh my God. Hold on. Am I still cutting in and out? I got rid of Google. Hold on. Okay. I got rid of all the other tabs except for the one I'm using. So he goes on to say, like, why would they all vouch for one another? But the thing is, the other people left right beforehand, right? Now, they might have witnessed like her fighting with Pam, the one that was calling Aldo her boyfriend. But the thing is, how this 2-minute window just doesn't make sense, right? Now, you'll see in just a minute, I go on, I said, how did no one hear the sirens? And then we talk about the passerby as well. You never know, absolutely, Stormy, you never know what's going on in someone's personal life. She could have been in trouble mentally. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. But the other guy, the other 17 that were there were actually, they left though, like a couple minutes earlier, right? He says, to answer your questions, I agree that sending videos isn't the way to go about it. Talking about the people, but this wasn't the first or second time. Like, he's talking about, he doesn't agree with Pam sending videos to her boyfriend. He doesn't think that should have been the way to go about it, which I agree. But you got to remember, they had all been drinking, right? But he goes on to say, this wasn't the first or second time Bree has done something like that to her boyfriend. I wasn't there for every single time, but I definitely saw it firsthand at times. Her friends would always get after her for doing that, and that seemed normal because her friends were friends with Aldo before they became best friends with Bree. And then I go on to say, how did they not hear the sirens? Maybe they passed out? He goes on to say, I'm not sure if there was a lot of sirens because when I got back from the bars around 2:30 a.m., there was a lot of police vehicles with their lights on, but no sirens. And I live, it's just the name of the building, Torrey, which is the building right across from Rio 21. And another thing about the sirens here, sirens are probably heard 5 to 6 times a day here on West Campus because there is a fire station designated for this area no more than 1.5 blocks away from here on MLK Drive. And as soon as he said MLK Drive, it clicked with me because that's the city. He's in the city. And usually in the city, there's always an MLK Drive, which is Martin Luther King Drive. There's always one. Hi, good to see you. Thank you for being here. If you guys are watching from the bushes, please hit that subscribe and like button for me. Let's try to get the truth out of what happened with Miss Brianna. I'd appreciate you. Hi, Graham Tam. Good to see you. He goes on to say that, talking about the sirens and stuff, that they're like used to it, right? Like it's like living next to a train. You get used to the sounds, right? And he says these fire trucks answer to dozens of smoke alarms in the apartments, right? Because there's kids. It's housing for kids in college. They respond to calls every time someone is stuck. I believe he says in the elevator. Hold on one second. Like in the elevators and stuff. Hold on one second. Yeah. Stuck in an elevator here, which is more common than you think. And then I go on to ask him, I said, then the passerby, He said he heard "get off me" muffled. Right? Remember the passerby that did a video? Do you guys remember that? Yes, thank you, Robin. I appreciate you. Please hit that thumbs up, please. I know some people are watching from the other vertical video too. If you guys want to come to the other side, you are more than welcome. Come to the other side. When I lived out in the country years ago, I couldn't sleep because it was so quiet. I was a town girl. Yeah, see, I have to have it so quiet. Like, well, I sleep with a fan on like all the time. Like, remember me telling you, I still have my window AC in my room, and it's like freezing outside, you guys. But I do that because I get hot and cold flush, and I like the sound of it. But he goes on to talk about the passerby. Now, you got to remember, there was a neighbor in the building that actually heard running and screaming and craziness going on, right? So there's actually two people. There's probably way more witnesses that just haven't come out on social media. Come over to the good side. Grass is greener. Absolutely. He goes on, how do we know even that the passerby passed by without any actual evidence? I passed by once, everything happened, and could have easily made up the same story. Not saying he's lying, just saying it's not right to assume this guy is actually telling the truth without proving any actual evidence. Well, I go on to say to him, I was like, man, he like said he felt this like deep in his soul. Remember that? Like the way he said it was, and the guy was like really empathetic, like, and he doesn't have a lot of views on TikTok either. Like, he's not like a TikTok channel maker, right? I think I skipped over. Hold on one second. Okay. I got to go back to in a minute. He goes, yeah, I could say I felt it in my soul if I was going to get a couple 100,000 views on my TikTok as well. And I was like, well, I go on to say, this is me. I've also wondered if the sliding door was open because up 17 floors and he was walking by, how would he be able to hear them in there arguing, right? Like, if they're up 17 floors and the sliding door is closed, how would he be able to hear? Right, guys? Hi, Wolfie. I can't see you, but I know you're in here. I'm citing. So if you remember the gentleman that did a video on TikTok, and Nancy Grace actually had his video on there. He was the gentleman that walked by and said, man, I just walked by and then I found out what happened. He's like, I felt it in my soul. That's what he said. I could hear someone screaming for help, and then their voice sounded muffled. And I'm thinking, but if the sliding door on the 17th floor is actually closed, I don't think he'd be able to hear that if he was walking down on ground level. So in my thoughts, the sliding door had to have been already opened, just from my observation, because otherwise I don't think he'd be able to hear it. Now, we also have the neighbor too. I go on to say, then we have the neighbor though, said that they heard running and screaming. I just wish someone with authority would have checked this. It's a sad situation, I said. And then he goes on to talk about the 2-minute gap, right? That we went over already. And I said, yeah, that gap is odd to me as well. Like, I picture maybe the friend was speaking to Aldo, the boyfriend, and then maybe Bree grabbed the phone to talk to him. And then the friend Pam grabbed her phone back, and that's when everything went wrong, right? He also said, yes, I agree that I am always glued to my phone, but she was very intoxicated. He goes, Oh my God, how annoying. Who always does that? Yeah. I'm sorry. That stupid thing always goes out. I'm sorry, guys. You can hear me now, right? Can you hear me now? Please press 1. Please press 1 on the dial. Oh my gosh, you guys, I swear. You can hear me? Thank you. Jeez, how embarrassing. How embarrassing. Okay, let me read that over. Let me read it over. Okay. Goodness gracious. All right. He goes on to say, oh my gosh, my computer doesn't want to work. The 2-minute gap does seem strange to me, but what I picture happened is that they lent, talking about the girls that were there, that stayed there with her, they lent Bree the phone and stepped away because who would want to be right next to your friend while they're having a very important conversation with their boyfriend? Sorry, you guys. All right, I'm going to talk about this for a minute. So he pictures this a little bit different than me, right? I picture this as, oh, thank you, NHG. I appreciate you. Gotta have them if I'm going to read. I guess I need earplugs too since my mic's going out. So I picture this a little bit different because I'm a female, right? I'm a female, and I would be effing pissed if another girl, my friend, even though I was being bad, I would be pissed off that my girlfriend was taking hidden videos of me with another guy to my boyfriend. I would be pissed. They're not married. It's just a boyfriend. She's freaking 19. Right? She's 19. She's not married to this guy. Like, I understand, like, it's wrong. She shouldn't be doing it if she's dating someone else. But by God, they knew by taking videos and sending them to her boyfriend, they knew already that there was going to be some type of bite back from that. They knew they were going to piss her off. Right? Correct? Am I correct? Like, that was a real messy thing to do, in my opinion, because no one does that shit. They knew they were going to piss her off. Why do that if you're freaking drinking and, you know what I mean? You're young. That's not her husband. There's no law that says, do not cheat on your boyfriend when you're 19. By God. Yes, young. Exactly. Yeah. Girlfriends. And I think it's kind of messed up, right? I really do. Yes, it's wrong she was cheating on her boyfriend. But like I said, her and her boyfriend weren't freaking married. The girl's in college. Like, come on. You know what I mean? I'm sure her friends probably did the same freaking thing. I lived on the 14th floor building, fire department 1 block away, police another block away. Even though I heard nonstop sirens, I knew when something was going on below my building. You learn sounds. Absolutely. You learn sounds. Absolutely. When you live in the city, you learn sounds. Yeah, some people do like to cause chaos. Immature. Absolutely. Immature. I mean, she's 19. She's a kid. He thinks that the friend stepped away. So you think after Bree punched her or hit her friend or whatever earlier at the game, now they didn't leave her there, but yet they got a transit bus, right? So you probably have one friend out of the group, maybe a guy, who knows, that says, hey, come on, we're leaving. In between this time, you would think that Bree would somehow remember her phone, even being intoxicated. You would think she would remember her phone. And who gave her the alcohol in the first place? She's 19. She's underage. Who gave her the alcohol in the first place? We are the Millers. So I'm sorry. I don't think that the friends are angels in this matter at all. Now, have I come to a conclusion that they did something? I don't think. If they didn't push her, they might have antagonized her, right? I have to wrap ears on. Yeah, me too. I think they antagonized her with the phone because she couldn't find her phone. They're sending freaking pictures or videos of her making out with other guys to boyfriend. So I picture it this way. As a female myself, I picture it this way. The girl's standing there sending videos, talking about Pam, sending videos to Bree's boyfriend. There's arguing going on. That's probably why the guys in the group left, right? It was mainly guys, right? So the girls stayed behind. I picture Bree's like, give me the phone, and they're fighting over the phone. I picture this because this is probably what happened. Bree got the phone and she's trying to talk to her boyfriend because the girl, Pam, is sending videos antagonizing Brianna. So Brianna's probably trying to grab the phone from this girl. And then you're telling me 2 minutes after the phone was hung up, Bree's gone. She's gone. Gone. The girls said that they had went in to go to sleep. They went in to go to sleep within that 2 minutes. How the freaking hell were they asleep? Also, could hear from the street when my neighbors above me were having a party. Sound, yeah. Words clearly vibrate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, there was definitely something going on there. No, I don't think they were very good friends either. But this is the way he sees it, and which is fine. That's his opinion, right? And I just gave mine. But I don't think that they would step away when she's using their phone after they are just fighting over her sending videos, right? Anyway, he goes, my thought is that they gave her the privacy she deserved and time passed and never thought to check on, oh my God, why is Bree still on the phone? And then check to realize she wasn't there. I'm sorry, but no girl is going to leave. She's not going to go to bed. She is not going to go to bed without her phone. I'm sure she doesn't have an alarm clock like we all used to have to do. She uses the alarm on her phone. I'm telling you. She would not leave Bree with the phone. I'm sorry. I don't believe that one bit. It's 2 minutes. 2 minutes passed. So where on earth did they go? I don't think they went anywhere. Those two girls that stayed behind, the one that lent her the phone, Pam, I'm telling you, she's not going to just go to sleep for the rest of the night without her phone. How the hell is she going to wake up? Think about that for a minute. Think about that. How the hell is she going to wake up in the morning? Because I'm sure she uses the alarm on her cell phone. Yeah, was that phone ever found that Brianna was on? Yeah, it was her friend's phone. Hold on 1 second, guys. My throat gets dry when I'm talking. Yeah, they have it. Oh, I'm sure they have, Jen. Yeah, Susan, she would be looking for her phone, right? Even if she did walk away for a minute, she's not going to go to sleep without her precious cell phone. I'm twice her age, and I would not go to bed without my cell phone next to me. Number one, it has all my personal information in it. Number two, it has my alarm on it, right? Number three, in this day and age, our cell phones are glued to our hands. And when they're not, when we're asleep, they're on our bedside table, right? Or in a chair nearby or something. Absolutely, Sharon. So, in my opinion, something is tricky in this situation here. He thinks because he's friends with them, that's fine. That's absolutely fine to think that. But as a female myself and as someone looking inwards on this doesn't make sense. This does not make sense. Why Pam would lend Bree the phone and step away. Especially when Pam is the one sending the videos to Bree's boyfriend at that time, right? Right? So picture it. Picture you're in an apartment with 3 girls, right? And there's 2 other girls and you. And you're arguing with this one girl because she's sending videos to your boyfriend. And you're telling her to stop doing this, yada, 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 right? It's not right. She's probably grabbing the phone from Pam, right? She's probably trying to rip it out of her hand or whatever. Who knows? We weren't there, right? Yeah, exactly. Cell phones are kids' appendage. No kid would search until they found. Exactly. So that's telling me they're probably arguing over the phone. And then maybe Bree finally got the phone from her, right? Maybe at one point. And maybe the girl walked off for a second and then walked back and then something happened. But in my opinion, there was a fight over that cell phone. Why would the girl who is facetiously, like, you know what I mean, being vindictive, sending videos to her boyfriend of her cheating on her, just welcome to give her cell phone? Yes, and that's another thing with her cell phone. That's what this friend here that I was talking to, that's why he said it's a gray area. Because who turned off, who put it on silent and stuff, right? I mean, she could have easily dropped it, but no, you're not spamming. You're fine. You can say whatever you want. It's important to me too. Yeah, a lot of people are covering it, and I think because it's a very touchy subject that people have pulled away from it, but I think it's very important to talk about it because it's still not solved. And maybe, and maybe she did because maybe that's what made her. Maybe he broke up with her on the phone and that's why she fell to her demise. Maybe that's what happened. We don't know. But everything lies in that 2-minute call, in my opinion. The answer lies in that 2-minute time frame. And that's what I don't know why it keeps muting me. every time. Here, let me set the mic down. Maybe that's the problem. The mic is being nasty. Sorry. It must be a connection. Like I said, it has to be a connection with my laptop and my mic cord. The laptop is really old, so yeah, I need a new laptop. I'm saving up for one, so hopefully in a month after Christmas I can get a new laptop. That's my goal. Maybe after Christmas sales or something. So in my opinion, there's something with that 2-minute window, you guys. Honestly, that just doesn't make sense. Let me show you this here. Lily, yeah, I have. That's my daughter's old laptop for college. Yeah, loose wire on the mic. No, I don't think it would be the mic. The mic is brand new. Maybe that's not plugged. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Santa needs a pretty staff. You know what? It might be. I'll have to check it out when I'm done with the like when the mic is close to my mouth because it sounds smoother than it being like on the table, if that makes sense. That's why I hold it sometimes. I need to be good so Santa brings me a laptop. So him and I kind of like disagree with the whole 2-minute thing, but he does say there's a gray area within the phone, right? So, and then the punching thing, we heard punching, and then we heard slapping Pam in the face, right? So Pam, we know, was the instigator. Pam was the instigator. Wolfie says, Santa baby, hurry down the chimney night and get Daff a new mic. No, I got a new mic. I need a new laptop from Santa. Santa baby. You're so funny. Oh my gosh. Let's see. This one. Okay, we already went through that one. Give me a second. There's a bunch of them. This one. Oh. Then why would they even let her come back? Okay, so we go on talking, and I'm like, I was like, well, maybe, like, why, you know what I mean? I was like, were they really fighting, like being nasty to each other? But he says that, you know, if that was the case, well, well, if that is the case, then why would they even let her come back to the apartment after she slapped Pam, right? The answer is they understood how mad Bree was, but they still weren't going to leave her there at the tailgate with randoms. And I said, true. Did Bree ride in the car with Pam or someone else, though? Because there were 14, right? Unless they had a very large vehicle. And then he said, he talked about the transit. He said it's called Fetus here in Austin that gives you rides. So you guys are so funny. He also goes on to say, I said, well, what about the neighbor across the way with the screaming and stuff? He goes, again, the running and screaming is common, even in my apartment. These people are hosting parties left and right every weekend, and I've heard screaming, banging, yelling almost every week. So, but the thing is, it would be different, right? Like the person across the hall that said they live with their parents said that it was different running and screaming, right? They said it was like angry screaming. Angry screaming compared to like party screaming is completely different, you guys. Just, you know. Okay, this is the last one. And he just says there's fetus in here that can transport. And I said, okay, I see what you're saying. So they most likely took the transit thing. And then I said, I just wonder if she did do something herself, just speculation. What triggered it then? Like, what triggered her to do it? And why that way? As her mom says, she was afraid of heights. Yet I've seen pictures of her, and it's true. Her mom says she's afraid of heights, but yet there's photos of Brianna out on the balcony. So that's like a double-edged sword right there, right? But her mom says she canceled a cruise with them and stuff, even though, because she said she was afraid of heights. But yet there's pictures of her out on the balcony. I think possibly premeditated. She was roofied tailgate where her phone and belongings were also found near a creek. They were going to dump her in a, oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, that's, you know, I don't disagree that she was fighting with these people. And if her mom's right, like that they weren't really good friends, but this guy says they were. Coal for Wolfie. Yeah, coal for Wolfie. But the thing is, they didn't seem like very good friends if that girl was taunting her doing that, right? Now, Pam is not the girl that leased the apartment. That girl's completely different. And I have her name. Her name is Natalia Sanchez. Is the girl oh, no, this is wrong. She is the girl with the apartment. She's the apartment owner. Pam is the one who had the fight with her. I go on to say what triggered it and why that way. As her mom says she was afraid of heights. I've seen pictures of her on the balcony. And if she didn't do it, what would be the chain of events? Like fighting, obviously, over the phone, maybe with the boyfriend. I don't see them going to bed so quickly, as they were riled up, fighting and arguing. Then 2 minutes later, they go to bed. Just my thoughts. And he just replied to me down here. He just said, sorry for the late reply. I've been studying for finals. So I said, okay, good luck with your finals. I don't want to keep bothering you. Just message me when you can. So that was the end pretty much of the messages. I don't want to bother anybody that's doing finals and stuff right now, right, with my questions. But he spoke to me for quite a while, and I told him I appreciate his responses, and I was very grateful for that, because he didn't have to come out and say anything, right? He messaged me first, and he was like, hey, I just want to say that you have a couple things wrong. And I'm like, okay, please tell me, please correct me, because I like to have the factual stuff, right? I want to show you guys the what's right, not fake news. Not fake news. So what do you guys think? Do you guys still think that I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that she actually jumped to her demise, or do you think maybe, I know you think it might have been premeditated, or do you think maybe accident? Do you think maybe they were fighting over the phone? I honestly, if it's true from the gentleman that passed by, if he was walking by, I believe the sliding door had to have been open, because if they were on the 17th floor, they either A, had the sliding door open, or B, were out on the balcony, right? For this gentleman who walked by to actually hear them fighting. But then you have the people that are across the hall, right? The neighbor across the way. And she said that she heard running and fighting and blah, blah, blah. So that tells me something, because for the neighbor to hear, that's inside the same building on the other side, they had to have been in the apartment. And for the guy outside that was walking by on ground level, for them to be on the 17th floor, that slider had to have been open, the sliding door, right? And I wonder if, since the slider was open, even though the railing was pretty high up. I mean, I don't know if they were fighting over that or something like that over the phone. But then again, the railing is up high to this girl's back, like right here, right? That railing came up to here on this girl. She's short. So it's not like they could have pushed her and her fell off. Because if you think about it, it would have broke the railing. There would have been some type of evidence on the railing that there was something shoved into it, if that makes sense. The neighbor said it was unusually loud screaming and people running around. Absolutely. So that makes me wonder if the neighbor heard it, who's inside the building, and then the passerby on the ground, 17 floors below, tells me, yeah, echoing. It tells me the door had to have been open at some, either maybe cracked or open to some extent. I don't know. It's something to think about, you guys. It's something to definitely think about. All in all, it's sad. It's really sad to lose your child around Christmas time. It really is. And it's just too bad. It's just really too bad. I feel very sorry for the mom and family. I really do. It's just too bad. And, you know, maybe she was having problems. Mom said she left. Like she didn't even want to stay longer because she wanted to get back to school. So that tells me, like, what made her want to get back to school so fast? She was with her boyfriend around that time, but we heard boyfriend wasn't there that night. So, you know, yeah, it is sad. It is sad. Mean Girls. Absolutely. I labeled my one video that, Mean Girls. Because I do think they've got their hands in it in some way or another.Maybe not with her unaliving herself, but maybe with arguing with the phone. Because I do not see a young girl going to bed without her cell phone. I don't. Sorry, I just don't. I don't even do that. So it just doesn't make sense, y'all. It doesn't. Yes, absolutely. Too many abnormal. Yep, I believe. Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We will be going over tomorrow. I want to touch up on some of the summer wells. I haven't done talked about summer wells in a couple weeks. I want to touch up on some of that. And of course, I had more Jack and Lily stuff to show you guys tonight, and I totally ran out of time because we were on for over 2 hours. I don't know how time goes by so fast when I'm on lives, but there were some messages I wanted to go over, some text that I don't know if you guys have seen at all, but I want to go over that as well, and some other cases. But I will keep this in the forefront. If I talk to my buddy here, just call my buddy some more, I will update you guys. Okay. I appreciate him talking to me because he didn't have to. That was really nice of him. Oh, you are very welcome, illuminating. Of course, I will keep Brianna's name out there, and I will try my best to find the truth. And that's all you can do. I think the best you can do is talk to the friends group. Talk to the friends group, because that's where the answer lies. That and surveillance, right? Yeah, thank you, Jen. Thank you, Robin. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And I am going to let you go from here. Jen, message me about Doggo. My phone is blowing up, but I love you guys, and you all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much, Lily. Thank you. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Good night.